Hello, welcome back to the programme. Well, I don't know about you, but we're still shaking from the excitement of that last game. Wasn't it tremendous? A tie-break in the very first part, and then somebody coming up from the very back to overtake in the second part, and then in part two, just £5 between the winner and the loser. Tremendously exciting stuff. Is it going to happen today? Well, it can happen in any game. That depends on the contestants and the combination of them and the questions. Let's meet our first two contestants with our hostess, Vicky MacDonald. Vicky, come on. And who have we here, Vicky?
Well, here we have David St John from Cannock.
Hello, David.
Hello.
And on your right we have Paul Babu from Leamden.
Hello, Paul. Thank you very much, Vicky. Well, David, you look very relaxed in front of the lights and the cameras. That's not surprising, really, because you're an entertainer, aren't you?
That's right, I work in the clubs for years.
And you're a comic, or you do a
comedy impressions, bit of singing, bit of guitar, bit of jack of all trades, you know.
Are you basically a very serious person? They say sometimes comics are very serious people.
Off stage, I'm fairly quiet, pretty laid back, but different person on stage, you know, you just you wake up and off you go, you know.
Yes, I'm sure you do. Now, you met your wife, Maria, in Greece, didn't you?
That's right, yeah, I was working a summer season in Corfu back in '74.
Mm-hmm.
And the wine, the lights, the moon.
It was all too much.
Yeah,
Did you get married in Greece?
We did actually, yeah. Funny enough, we got married, and the service is an ancient Greek. I didn't understand a word of the service. It was ancient classical Greek.
Well, it must have made a happy marriage because you've got two. You've got two lovely children. Have you got Tina and?
Two little dogs, one child, one baby, little Tina.
Oh, little Tina and two little terriers.
Two little Yorkshire Terriers.
Oh,
Yorkshire Terriers, I must say.
I see. Splendid. Very happy family. Anyway, David, good to have you on the show. And Paul Babu, you went to university in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. It was one of the few universities in America that would accept me because I didn't have many qualifications.
Mm-hmm. But did you have a good time there?
It was the best 3 years of my life.
Was it really?
Yeah, really fantastic.
Well, you're on the right program here because you worked as a croupier in the West End, didn't you?
That was another experience, yes. It wasn't very intellectual, but it beat working for a living anyway.
Well, I don't know about intellectual. You must be pretty intellectual because you were in the semi-finals of the World Backgammon Championships at Monte Carlo in 1982.
That's not intellectual either.
Is it?
No, it's a lot of luck, actually.
A lot of luck with a certain amount of skill, I should think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, there's a little bit of both in Winner Takes All, as you probably know if you've watched the show. Have you watched it?
Yeah, many times.
Good. I hope you're going to enjoy taking part with David here, and I hope you're going to find a good opponent in Paul. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. It's a fresh start, so both of you trying to get the most points. First question. What is an Oxford blue? Is it a butterfly, a brick, a sportsman or woman, a paperback, or a toy dog? Paul, of your 30 points, how many do you want to go?
15.
15. Profound thought. What about you, David?
I'll go 25.
Yeah, 25. Okay, press your button. And you both agree that it is a sportsman or woman. You're both absolutely right. Well done. Fine. So, 130 points to David, 90 points to Paul. On to the second question. What are a cowboy's chaps made of? Is it steel, rope, cotton, leather, or wool? And how many would you like to go on this one, David?
I'll go 30 points.
Okay, there's one you want.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, 30.
I don't. What about you, Paul?
I have to go 30 as well. Then.
You go 30 as well, then. All right, then. Press your button. And you both think they're made of leather? Well, let's see if you're right. Here is a cowboy wearing chaps, and as you see, they're leather overalls without a seat. And the name comes from chaparreos, which is Mexican Spanish. And the idea is that as you ride your horse between the cactuses, the thorns can't damage you because of those leather protecting chaps over your legs. So, there we are. So the correct answer is leather, and you're both right. Well done. David, you have 280 points, and Paul has 240, and you can see how this man works, can't you, David? He knows all about gambling. Well, let's see how you can cope with this next question. Take a look at this little creature. Which of the following becomes an ermine in winter? Is it a mink, a pine marten, a ferret, a common stoat, or a polecat? Let me remind you of your choice. Which of the following becomes an ermine in winter? Is it a mink, a pine marten, a ferret, a common stoat, or a polecat? You're in the lead, David. I'll ask you how many you'd like to go on this one.
I'll chuck another 30 away.
Chuck another 30 away. Right. Be interesting to see what you do, Paul.
I'll chuck another 30 away.
You're chucking over 30 away, right. Okay, then. We're all chucking 30 away. Press your buttons and make your choice. And a difference of opinion. David thinks it's the common stoat. Paul thinks it's the mink. The correct answer is the common stoat. And just take a look. You see, it becomes an ermine in winter and grows this beautiful white fur. So, on to the next question. And I want you to identify a voice. Listen and tell me whose voice is this.
Yes, by the time I met those two strangers on the sands, I was that much older. But what should like a more detailed picture of me at that age than just a shadow of the railway arch? Young Dylan Madeline Summers of Swansea, age 17. Yes, like my old headmaster, I, older Summers, remember him well.
Right. Now, whose voice do you think that was? Was it Emlyn Williams, Richard Burton, Winford Vaughan-Thomas, Anthony Hopkins, or Hugh Griffith? How many would you like to go, David? You have 430 points.
30 again, please.
Right. You have 210 points, Paul. You'll get 30, right? Press your button. You both think that it was Emlyn Williams. Reading from A Boy Growing Up by Dylan Thomas, it was Emlyn Williams. And here is that famous actor, Emlyn Williams. What a lovely voice. Right. On to the fifth and final question, with 490 playing 270. What would a soldier or sailor mean by his hussif? Would it be a knife and fork, a writing paper, sewing kit, family photograph, or pin-ups? How many will you go, David?
Go for broke, 30.
30. What about you, Paul?
Can you tell me what the score is afterwards?
Yes, indeed. You're 270, and David is 460.
Perfect.
You'll go 30, right? Press your button. Right, a difference of opinion. Paul thinks it's pin-up. David thinks it's sewing kit. It is a sewing kit. And let's just take a look at the hussif. Open it up, Vicky, and show us what it contains, will you? There it is. With a few buttons, and cotton, and wool, and a few needles. Ah, happy days of national service. Ah, well, there we are. That's a hussif. Well, Paul, that was a bit of a surprise and bad luck, really. It's quite different from any other sort of the sort of games you've played.
David was very good, actually.
Hmm?
You know, David was very good.
David certainly was very good, but you were very good too. It's been very good having you on the programme. You're going back to Leindon in Essex. You're going to take our encyclopedia, which I hope will be a happy souvenir of your visit.
Very much.
Very good having you on the show.
Thank
Paul.
you.
David, 610. That's a very high score. It means you stuffed out this game pretty well. And we're going to be seeing you in the final. We shall look forward to that very much indeed.
Me too.
Who you'll be playing, we shall find out in a moment when we meet the next two. We're going to play Winner Takes All. I'm sure they're full of knowledge there, but you never know. You might find out one or two things that even they didn't know. It's been very good having you with us, Judy. Judy. Right, but Nick Higgins from Bristol, you will now be going through to the final to meet a very cool performer indeed. He is a performer in every sense, he's an entertainer, but he's certainly very cool on this show, and that's David St. John. So I look forward to seeing the match of you two in part 2 of Winner Takes All. I'm sure you do too. Make sure you're there. Well done. Good. Welcome to part 2 and the final of Winner Takes All, where we're playing for real money. And our contestants are David St. John from Cannock, who's an entertainer and a very cool performer in this game. I see that you play trivia and quizzes at home. Are you very keen on that?
I am. I'd love to do pub quizzes, but I'm always working night time, so I can't do them.
I
So I
suppose you
like
can't.
watching TV games and books. I enjoy it. I don't study it, but Get a great
You
enjoyment.
find you get a great knowledge of quantity of useless knowledge.
It
Really, don't you?
accumulates, it's all trivia. Yeah.
It does. What about you, Nick? Are you keen on quizzes?
Yes, very much so. Whenever we have family gatherings, we tend to end up with a quiz game or two, just to while away the time.
Right, well, you're very well matched, Nick and David. I hope you're going to be on good form as you play the final for real money. Here comes your first question. What is needed for a game of ducks and drakes? Is it a stick, dice, a flat stone, a bat, or a ball? Right, out of your £30, Nick, how many do you want to bet?
I'll bet £25.
25. And what about you, David?
I bet if you bet this one, I'll go for 20.
20? There we are. Make your choice. And a difference of opinion. Well, that is extraordinary. David thinks it's a stick. Nick thinks it's dice. You're both wrong. Ducks and drakes is when you skim things across the water. So what you'd need is a flat stone. Oh, that's a fairly flat start to the contest. Never mind, let's give them a round of applause anyway. Goodness. Well, £10 plays £5. It's anybody's game. And here we come to the second question, and I want you to look at a film. Here is Prince Charles visiting his future school. What is its name? Is it Gordonston, Gresham, Strathallan, Bedale School, or Oakham? Just let me remind you of that choice. Prince Charles visiting his future school. What is its name? Gordonston, Gresham, Strathallan, Bedale School, or Oakham? And you're in the lead, I think, with 10, David. How many will you go?
I'll blow the lot.
You blow the lot. Right here. What about you, Nick?
I think I'll go 5.
You fine. Right now. Press your buttons and let's have your choice. And let's hope you're right. Yes, you are right. It's Gordonston. Well done. Well done. $30 plays 15. Well, that's a bit healthier, isn't it? On to the third question, and here it is. Outside which of these shops might you see the word halal? Would it be a butcher, a baker, a greengrocer, a hairdresser, or an antique shop? So, just in the lead, David, how many will you go on this one? You can go up to 30.
I'll blow it again. 30.
Will you? Right-ho. What about you, Nick? You've got 15.
I think I'll go 15.
You'll go to 15. All right, then. Press your buttons. You both think it's butcher. You are both correct. And this is the sort of butcher shop you'd see. There it is. Right, the next question is a music question. I want you to listen and tell me what is the name of this march. Majesty's Royal Marines playing there, but what were they playing? What was the name of that march? Was it A Life on the Ocean Wave, Anchors Away, The Dam Busters, Cockleshell Heroes, or Warship? You're still in the lead, David, with £90. How many will you go?
Yeah, I'll go 30 again, please.
Go 30. What about you, Nick? You've got 45.
I think I'll have to keep chasing them. I'll go 30 as well.
Yes, all right, then. Press your buttons. And you're agreed that it was Anchors Away? It was indeed Anchors Away. 180 plays 135, and we come to the fifth and final question. This could change everything or keep it the way it is. Let's just see. Here it is. In Homer's Odyssey, which island was Odysseus' home? Was it Crete, Naxos, Rhodes, Zakynthos, or Ithaca? And I'll come to you again, David.
I'll go 30, please.
You'll go 30. What about you, Nick?
I'll go 30.
Righto. Press your buttons for the last time. And you both agree it was Ithaca. You are both right. It was Ithaca. And here is Odysseus returning home, and the dog dropping dead at his feet. Well, what a contest. 435 you got, Nick. You were hot on his tail, weren't you? Yeah. You were doing very well, and coming back from the dead, really. And from
Perhaps you could carry on having another question.
That's right. I think that's what you could really do. Anyway, very bad luck that you didn't quite make it, but I hope you've enjoyed being on the show.
Very enjoyable.
It's been very good having you with us. Nick. David. £480. That's a very respectable total, and that came up from 10, I think, didn't it?
Yes, just shaved in.
You just shaved in?
Just shaved in.
Well, let's just sit down and have a chat about this at the front.
Okay.
Right. Congratulations. Well done. £480 to take away, to enjoy as you will, or to come back, if you like, and play it up further and further and further. If you lose, you'll only get half of that. But it doesn't seem as though you're likely to lose, David, on your present form. Well, anyway, don't let me influence you. What would you like to do?
I'm not normally a bit of a gambler, but I had to stay at Yorkshire and have to come back and have another go.
You'd like to come back?
Yeah,
Lovely,
right.
David. That's great. Come down and join us, Nick. Very good. Splendid. Oh, that's terrific. That's very, very good, isn't it? Lovely. Marvellous. Well, there we are then. Well, Nicky is retiring because he lost on the contest, but ran it very close. It's been great having you with us, Nick. But in the next programme, David will be back as our returning champion. Vicky will be here, so shall I, and so will be the contestants from whom we shall choose your challenger. That shall be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So do join us then for Winner Takes All. Well done.